Bringing Joy Back into the Classroom by David Brissell. This motivational book identifies what every teacher deserves and needs in order to bring joy and vitality to the work he or she was born to do. From physiological to social and emotional, to love and belonging, to esteem. Learn the must-haves for creating a welcoming and challenging environment for students. Bringing joy back into the classroom applies to teachers who want to remind themselves every day why they do what they do and the positive results they get from it. Told through Danny Brissell's inimitable story and song style, these anecdotes will remind you of the intrinsic rewards of teaching children to love learning and the powerful role you play as a role model in this endeavor. This real teacher will help you bring and keep the joy all year long.
Hi, and welcome back. I am here today with the two lovely teachers, fourth grade teachers from Robert E. Lee Elementary, is it?
Yes, it is.
I have Miss Irma Bridges and Miss Leticia Villarreal, and they're going to be talking to you about a book that they read over the summer called Bringing Joy Back into the Classroom. Ladies, welcome to the show today.
Oh, thank
How
you
are
for
you?
having us. We're so excited to be here.
Wow, great.
Yeah, great day. Yes, thank you.
So, you read this book. What can you tell me about it?
Well, I thought that this book was really, really a gem. You know, it had quite a few strategies for helping our classroom environment just become a better, safer environment for our children. You know, it went back to the basics. It talked about meeting students' needs, going back to their basic needs, feeling a sense of love and belonging, so that way when they come to school, they can focus on, you know, the tasks at hand. So I thought this book was excellent, and I would definitely recommend it to other teachers.
Leticia, what can you share about the book?
There are 10 things that I use throughout, well, I know this as fourth grade team, we use throughout our classes.
Are these the things that you learned from the book? Are these things
Yes.
that you're bringing, you know,
No,
from
they're
your
things that I learned from the book.
background,
I actually saw him present, and he was pretty awesome, and he mentioned his book, but I read it this summer when we were supposed to.
When you saw it on the test, what is it, the top 10, New York top 10 bestseller list? I think that's where I saw this book listed. Okay, so what are some of those strategies you were seeing?
Well, the most important, of course, is the differentiating. We have to differentiate for all of our students because nobody's alike. I mean, that would be kind of boring if they were. So,
What about you, Miss Bridges? Can you add on to this list of, you know, top 10 things?
Well, you know, a lot of the things that were on the list are things that we already do, and we don't, you know, think, oh my gosh, that these are exact strategies, but they're things we do every day, just by
Teachers, did you hear that? This is stuff you already do in the classroom. Okay.
Yes, you know, at the beginning of the school year, we ask students what are their interests, and we take little informal surveys, you know, thumbs up, thumbs down kinds of things. And, you know, we'll ask them, you know, what is your favorite hobby? What are your favorite colors? What are things you like to do after school? What are your favorite kinds of books and things like that? And then we kind of take a mental note of those kinds of things, and we kind of incorporate those into our lessons so that the kids' interests become piqued when we're teaching those things. And so that was one of the strategies he listed on there, to take surveys.
Like, taking a survey and
Yeah.
wow, what a great way to incorporate, you know, what they like into what they're doing, what they have to learn. Wow. Okay.
Something so simple, right?
Super simple. Wow. Okay. What else do you guys have to share?
well, a lot of kids need physical feedback. For example, a hug. Sometimes kids just need a hug because they're having a bad day, or
Hugs,
great
not
job.
drugs. It's Red Ribbon Week.
And using technology is a big thing. I know Ms. Bridges has a Promethean board, and all of us teachers have a Mimeo that we constantly use, and it gets the kids very excited, and it really engages them too, as far as getting them interested in class and having them more productive. And playing games, it's easy to play games on there and things like that.
And let's not forget the iPads that we're getting
Yes,
in the
the
classrooms
iPads that we
too,
have.
right?
Oh, iPads. Where would we be without technology? Still writing on stone tablets, I'm sure, right?
And you know, just again, making sure that we're giving feedback to the students, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. And of course, we want to make sure that we're focusing on the positive. But you know, like a good coach, you do have to let the kids know, you know, some areas that they're having trouble in, and in a very democratic sympathetic way, you do try to build on those strengths and so that the kids can improve. But that's really important, letting the kids know where they're at. Everyone wants to know where they're at in the spectrum of things, and that's important. And definitely when they're doing well, high five, you're doing awesome, all that positive affirmation, that really goes a long way.
Wow. Wow. Is there anything else you would need to share? You would like to share?
Well, basically making the kids feel safe in the
Oh,
classroom,
yes.
and confident about what they're doing, so that way they don't feel so scared about sharing and things like that. Giving them a little bit of strength behind everything that they're
Yes.
doing. That is also something we constantly do, I know, in class. We have to keep their brains in mind, like have music, make sure they laugh a little, because you do have to have fun, as well as teaching. We have them for 8 hours after all, so we don't want it to be, like old school to where it's sit in rows and that's it, rap on the hand, things like that. So those are things that I know we're constantly doing.
Oh, and let's not forget giving them a sense of purpose in the classroom too. Assigning them jobs, little jobs, and helping with attendance, or helping straighten up the room, library monitors, stuff like that. Also,
I had a teacher who had us fill out job applications for the classroom jobs. And
Really?
that was really, really fun. Miss Brown, won't
talk
forget
about
you.
real world connection.
Yes,
There you
real
go.
world connections, and that incorporated that, like, oh wow. And then when I went out into the workforce, like when I graduated from high school, it was like, oh, I remember filling out an application in Miss Brown's class. So yeah, that's great stuff. That's really great stuff.
So just basically, all of these esteem needs, by meeting all these esteem needs, we're taking in mind and keeping in mind that all classrooms are different. They're built up of many different children with many different needs, many different backgrounds. But by doing some of these general things, we pull in all these different personalities and backgrounds, and we create a very safe learning environment for these kids. So again, this book, highly recommend it. If y'all haven't read it, take focus, take notes on this chapter, chapter 5, Building Students' Self-Esteem Needs. Wonderful, wonderful chapter.
Thank you, ladies, so much. So, bringing the joy back into the classroom, a good read, and this is exactly what we need to educate the whole child. Thank you, and have a great day.